hello to all of you on Facebook and YouTube. So glad you could be with us today. So many of you know that I was on a little retreat. It was just 3 days, but kind of enough to get away and get off the grid and do some self-exploration. And it was in nature, in the forest, and kind of away from everything. And at night, I went outside and just looked up at the sky and the stars. I mean, when you get away from the city and there's just millions of stars that you don't normally see. I have a little app on my phone, actually, that tells you what the planets are and the constellations. Have you seen that before? You hold it up here, and it's very cool. So I was thinking about, the big questions. Well, how did this all come about? How did we all come about? How did the whole universe happen? So the going theory is Big Bang, right? The Big Bang theory. Fun show. But the Big Bang is the thing that, most people think. And it brings to mind for me this chaotic eruption from non-physical, or we might say consciousness, that explodes into matter, which scatters particles every which way, kind of randomly all over the place. And those particles become swirling clusters that eventually become galaxies, that eventually have stars and planets, and eventually, become our planet Earth. And so I think about, well, what was before the Big Bang? What was there before? Was it a blank slate? Was it just pure consciousness? And what happened the moment before the Big Bang? Did God or universal consciousness take a deep breath and go, wow, I have to be expressed? I don't know. What is it? Now, currently, there are some cosmologists that say that the creation of the universe was anything but chaotic, anything but random. In fact, they say that it was so precise, so ordered, so intelligent, that if it had been off by 1/1,000,000th of a degree, that we would never have the elements that now support life. Now that's precise. That's intentional. And, it seems kind of random and chaotic to us. Life sometimes seems random and chaotic to us. But that's because we're not seeing the big picture. Right? We're seeing only a fragment. We're not seeing the big picture. We're only seeing, in this moment. It's kind of like we're navigating our way down a long, dark hallway where only one light at a time, where we're standing, comes on. Those motion detector lights that only come on as you're standing there, and everything in front of you is dark. It's kind of what life is like, right? We're only aware of this moment. We only know what's here. And kind of what we do with this moment, what we think, who we are, what we're believing, is going to impact, everything in the future, right? Is going to see how that comes out. But, it's in that darkness, in that unknown, in that fertile void, as some people call it, where all creation is birthed. Where all new creation is birthed. In that unknown, that dark. Now, most of us are very uncomfortable being in the unknown, right? Some people are terrified of being in the unknown. It's particularly when there's been a shakeup or some kind of big event that's kind of negative. And in that place of, well, how is this going to turn out? What does this all mean? Where is this going? Am I going to be okay? That unknown place. But if we can learn to lean into the unknown and trust that there is a divine order that underlies everything, that there's a divine unfolding that is taking place, even though we can't see it. And in that moment, in that trust, in that embrace, we are creating the light of what's to come. So, you don't have to look far to see the divine order and harmony that is at the center of everything, really. If just look to nature, look at this planet. This planet is so incredibly spherically round. It's a perfect spherical shape. And our moon, perfect spherical shape. I remember the first time I looked in a telescope at the moon, I was overwhelmed. I mean, first of all, it's beautiful, but I was really struck by how perfectly spherical it is, and because it looks so flat, when you're looking at it with your naked eye. It's only a paper moon, the paper sky. But when you're seeing it in a telescope, it looks really solid and perfectly spherical. And that's true with every body, every celestial body. And we can also see the perfect order and pattern reflected in a nautilus shell or a fern frond that is unfolding, or a spider webs, or honeycombs, fractals. In mathematics, they have the golden ratio. Anybody ever heard of that? Golden ratio, yeah? Or Fibonacci numbers. Yeah, okay, good. Well, tell me what it is, because I don't know exactly. I just know it has something to do with perfect symmetry and pattern, right? That is constant everywhere. I mean, that's the thing. This perfect order and pattern is constant everywhere. It's at the heart of everything. So that's what we can bring to mind. That's what we can remember when we're in the dark, when we can't see, when we can't see the divine in something. We can bring to mind this perfect divine order that underlies everything. And that's going to help us lean into the unknown, trust that there is a perfect pattern. There's perfect harmony. There's divine perfection right there and in everything. All right? So chaos theory, this whole thing about chaos theory is ironically about the underlying pattern and the interconnectedness of everything. So this is Wikipedia's definition of chaos theory. Chaos theory is an interdisciplinary theory stating that within the apparent randomness of chaotic complex systems, there are underlying patterns, interconnectedness, constant feedback loops, repetition, self-similarity, fractals, and self-organization. That doesn't sound like chaos to me. That sounds like divine intelligence, right? And how many of you have heard of the butterfly effect? Yeah, butterfly effect is part of this chaos theory. And it's, where one small change in one thing, in one location, can have a huge impact somewhere else later on. I think it was originally used to kind of describe weather patterns. And the common example that you always hear is a butterfly flapping its wings in Chile, can cause a hurricane in China. Now that's interconnection. And because everything is interconnected, all action has an effect. All action has an effect. I guess the chaos kind of comes in, you don't know where that's going to show up or how it's going to show up, right? And, science always uses negative examples, to describe something. But it could also be said that a smile given to somebody in Chile can cause a life to be saved in China. We can say that too. That can be true too. What we do know is that every act of kindness, every prayer uttered somewhere has a large effect somewhere else. Every prayer that you utter in this moment is being felt by somebody and can have an effect, a large effect somewhere else. The prayers that you were just offering at the end of Pat's guided meditation, that's being felt right now by someone, somewhere. Hopefully the people that you're sending it to. But, they need to be open to it, right? And that one prayer can go on. It can move on. It can move on and have a large impact somewhere we don't know. No prayer is ever wasted. No act of kindness is ever wasted. It has an effect. All actions have an effect. It's going to have an effect somewhere. This is why World Day of Prayer is so important. This is Unity Organization. The whole Unity Organization, most Unity churches and spiritual centers agree to come together the second Thursday of every September and have been since 1994 and come together and focus affirmative prayer together and send it out to the world. Prayer is a powerful technology. Even when one person utters a small prayer, it's powerful. But now you combine that with thousands of others praying at the same time for an extended period. And now you've got a force that can really move something. It's a force that can heal and uplift and prosper and reveal harmony, reveal wholeness, reveal peace that was not there before. It's powerful. Now, we don't know, how that's going to show up exactly, but it's not our business to know. Our business is to flap our metaphorical butterfly wings in a field of love and know it'll have an effect. No, it'll have an effect. So, the last few weeks we've been talking about, the stuff that's kind of going on in the world and how we're living on a planet that is increasingly rebelling, and we're still in this pandemic that seems never ending, and there are people who are in some dire circumstances in different places in the world, and we've been talking about, some possible causes, some possible, underlying causes of why that might be so. But we don't know. We're in that place of unknown. We are in the unknown. We're in that, how is this going to turn out? Where is this going to go? Am I going to be okay? Are the ones that I love going to be okay? Again, we can't see the whole picture, right? We're only seeing this moment, this fragment right here. We're not seeing the whole picture. This is when we need to embrace the unknown. This is when we need to lean into it and trust that divine order that underlies everything. Trust that the divine unfoldment is taking place even though we can't see. This is where we want to enter the unknown. We want to enter this place, enter this trust, this place of creation, of possible creation, this fertile void, we could look at it that way, and add our prayers, add our positive thoughts, flap our metaphorical butterfly wings, our loving butterfly wings, and do this. And it calls forth the divine order that is inherent. It can give birth to a new creation, a beautiful creation. It's kind of what we're all about in this moment. You know, I mentioned a little bit earlier, we had this board retreat yesterday that Oswaldo helped to lead and let us borrow these beautiful rocks that were a part of this. And it's all about kind of, we're in this place of the unknown. So what's possible here? Let's open up. Let's see the possibility. Let's add our prayers. Let's add our intention and our positivity. What could be birthed here? What's possible? Let's flap those butterfly wings. You know, yeah. Got it? Rasheen's flapping her butterfly wings. Yeah, there you go. Everybody's flapping their butterfly wings now. That's it. No, this has an effect, right? With this energy of love, this energy of intentionality, this energy of trusting that the universe is, the underlying force is good, is harmony, is divine order and perfect pattern, embracing that truth, claiming it, calling it forth. If you were in a place in your life right now, you know, where you feel like, geez, I don't know where this is going. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you feel nothing's really happening, or maybe there's a challenge. Or if you know somebody's like that, somebody is there, just take a moment, close your eyes. Just either think of your own situation or somebody you know. And let's just breathe together. And just know in this sacred moment that there is an underlying divine order here. There is a perfect pattern. There is a divine unfoldment taking place. And we are adding our love combined together, multiplied. Everyone here, everyone watching at home, we're adding our energy, our prayer, our prayerful intention that harmony is being revealed, that there's an opening, that there is something beautiful and magnificent being born in this moment for you or for the person you love. This is a new moment right now. We lean into it. We embrace it. We know the truth. That peace is there. Abundance is there. Harmony is there. Infinite good is there. Divine direction and guidance and intelligence is there. Breathe that in. Feel that opening, either in your life or the life of the person that you're thinking about. And bring yourself back when you're ready. Gently open your eyes. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste.